All right. Well, good afternoon, good day to you. So wherever you are, so welcome to episode 1 of Laz-Talk Kong.
Tok-Kong.
Tok-Kong, yeah, Tok-Kong. This is episode officially the first episode that we are doing. And then of course we will talk to you about this first episode of podcast. We will talk about today. So what we're gonna talk about today is
Brand mega offer, and of course we will be linking it to seller mega offer. And ultimately, in some way, it will impact you guys because there's an upcoming campaign coming out that is also using this sort of mechanic.
yeah, because why we are doing this campaign very primarily is because I think that's like the on seller basis, a lot of sellers are actually confused between what is actually a BMO brand mega offer, and then what is the actually seller mega offer that we are actually trying to tell every seller every now and then. What's the clear difference in the actual difference? What are these actually? Even though what, let's start is what are these things at first? Probably let's start with BMO first.
Yeah, of course, BMO, because it's brand mega offer, definitely like the word brand itself means that it's exclusive for last mall. So all these marketplace sellers are unable to actually utilize it. But of course, in BMO itself, we have three sort of variations of it. For example, we have the daily BMO, and then we have the BMO Lite, and also there's a BMO takeover. So maybe Wei Lun, you can elaborate on these different variations of the BMO.
Yeah, so the beginning keep it very simple actually for sellers to understand. Every time if you're a last mall seller, you go and see, hey, why is this every day like this there's this last mega offer that's like running every month. It's every month that's running. That is the daily BMO. That is like a campaign. So for very veteran sellers, probably they don't see it as a very like if you see it every time, you're very sian, right? But for new, this is something that is for new last mall sellers, as well as sellers who wants to promote their new products. This is something that they can use for the brand mega offer. This time, it's more of a last mall campaign. So that every seller in last mall, you can have this campaign to always start submitting in. So like a beginner's campaign like that. And then we have of course BMO Lite. Of course that allows you to have certain features on the platform itself. And then there will be certain features in terms of the app. In the app itself, you get flash sales, and so you get some form of banners as well as motivation. The price, we don't talk price because later there are people listening to this. We can't talk too much about price. And then of course, so last one, of course, the BMO takeover. That's where you officially like take over. When you mean take over, you officially mean take over lah. You will get live streams, you will get flash sales, you will get more. You will get banners, you will get pushers, you will get feed takeover. I think feed takeover is one of them. And then there's some. So you get more visibility. Of course, BMO takeover is a lot more expensive. But of course, BMO takeover is only for what they say last mall only. Right, last mall only. So there's of course there are also inclusive in it. There are of course this part of the sponsored affiliate and sponsored search things that will be activated inside the package, the BMO package itself. So when was this BMO package launched? I can't actually remember. Was it last year?
I remember last year, is it?
No, last year. I think last year.
Mid or it's relatively new as well lah, because I remember it's sort of came around last year, I think. Yes.
Yeah. So yes, I think the purpose of this is to really give last mall sellers slightly more advantage in terms of growing their products, and also growing in terms of their like growing their branding. Like also previously, because a lot of brands were asking me, how can I buy something on the platform? How can I buy something on the platform and increase my visibility? And then there are some things that these are some things that's being offered to them on depending on what their budget is, right? So I think this is one of the BMO is like it's really for last month. But actually, what sellers mega offer? I think how long we probably is going to think we also mention again what is seller mega offer actually.
Okay, so similarly to brand mega offer, which is exclusive to last mall itself, but then there's this seller mega offer which is relatively new also. So this is in a way to open it up to more, let's say, can be a mix of like marketplace sellers to combine and co-share this sort of mega offer campaign. So for example, like we have what is the usual seller mega offer? So for example, same thing. We have like marketing pushes to create awareness, like for the whole takeover as well. And then in the whole paid package of, let's say, of a certain sum, around a 5-figure sum, for this, let's say a couple of sellers can come together and co-share to make this seller mega offer happen as well. And of course, like what exactly do we bring during all this seller mega offer? Like we have customized thematic campaigns with exclusive on-site visibility, which is very important because ultimately you're paying for more exposure, right? And of course, similarly, we have like studio and operations support for maybe a couple of last live streams. This one is quite hot, so like you can see, Wei Lun and I have been actively participating for all these live streams, right?
Yeah, now we realize, we are now called the internal KOLs. We have a name. We technically have a name also.
Internal KOLs. but just let you know, we are not paid for this.
Yeah. You cannot like pay us to do it. We cannot take any money. So you want to pay us for this also, we can't take any money. It has to go through proper process. Yeah.
Yeah, we cannot pay because we are Lazada employees, so we cannot really take money also. Okay, and similarly, like what other stuff like a seller mega offer as other than the last live that I just said? Maybe there are a couple of marketing CRM pushes, similar to maybe it can be like EDM, which is like a email, and of course like in-app post notifications, etc., to drive awareness, social pushes even on our Facebook and our various like Instagram or other social channels. And yes, and ultimately there might be some sort of voucher investment as well.
Yeah, so I think to make it very simple for this seller mega offer is something that we offer to all any other sellers. That means people who are not last month sellers, technically they don't lose out also. We have this seller mega offers that actually they can like also like, let's say there's a team, so then some sellers will come together and then they will co-fund this campaign itself. So they'll co-fund this campaign, and then all of them will get featured. All of them will get features. Will get live streams. All of them will get certain forms of pushes also to the customers itself. So it's a bit different compared, because this is something that sellers can pay in order to get that if they are the marketplace, they actually don't lose out, and then they still can get some form of visibility on the platform itself, right? So this is something that's very, very, I think it's very good for sellers to participate in. So what we talk next, of course, is the 7/7 campaign actually runs on the same concept of actually the seller mega offer, because actually it's also a seller mega offer, but it's an enhanced version of a seller mega offer.
The special one.
Yeah, sellers don't actually realize that actually, like if you buy a normal seller mega offer, like during like MYF, there was a lot of seller mega offer. If you really are very attentive to what the banners were showing, there are some that has a seller mega offer, and those are the key features, and then they get some form of like features and stuff. But on this 7/7 aside, what is different is that we, instead of getting like 10 sellers to co-fund this campaign, we are getting all sellers that is participating in this campaign to co-fund this into this seller mega offer.
Yes, that's why we also can, because everyone is co-funding, instead of, let's say, the usual, maybe I give a certain sum, maybe 5 or 10 sellers that co-share this seller mega offer, but because everyone that joined the campaign as well is co-funding together, that's why we are able to make it more larger scale itself. And just to let you guys know, 7/7 campaign is not just a one-day campaign, it runs for 3 days, from 7 all the way to 9/7, so it's 3 actual days of additional visibility for everyone as well.
Yeah, so I think the co-funding is like, though it's not a lot of money for every seller, it's like maximum $50 max from non-last more, and 1% additional for last more sellers. Yeah, so I think the money you're bringing aside is really helping you to give visibility to your product. So we want to continue to help like get all this visibility too, because as campaign comes nearer, and then I think the main reason, like I think a lot of people say that, hey, why Lazada suddenly do so many campaigns nowadays? The reason is because we also because everyone will notice that actually the e-commerce now is growing very, very fast. Post-COVID, even though like we say like phase 2, right? Like it's not say like the people are like retail, not let's say retail, a lot of people like that. Like we go retail,
sort of like it just open up, but maybe the crowd they do rush back, but it's more towards like rushing back to maybe the dine-in,
Yeah.
but shopping therapy not as much.
Yeah, people don't like go to shop about the behavior is like non-existent anymore. Like people are buying a lot more from e-commerce, and then all this campaign that we are doing is we want to continue to build a habit out of your consumers, right? That's why all these campaigns really to help you to get new customers as well to get consumers to build a habit to buy continuously online all the time.
Yeah, no. And also, I want to like reiterate on like this special seller mega offer. Like, how is this entirely more enhanced compared to the SMO package that you see? Because like Wei Lun mentioned earlier, there's a participation fee, right? And so for marketplace sellers, there will be a participation fee of up to 2%. And the maximum that we debit from you guys will be up to $50 for non-last mall sellers. And for last mall sellers, it will be 1%. And all these are only chargeable upon sales made upon the items that are approved in this campaign as well. So additionally from that, let's say, how does it all tie in? So from this participation fee that we get, and then Lazada itself, we will be doing a $1 for every dollar invested by our sellers. We can pump it more into, let's say, the vouchers. And that's why the last live sessions, instead of the usual 1 for SMO, we are ramping it up to actually 6. And also there's a flash sales filter tab for the whole 3 days for this 77 SMO. And of course, ultimately, Lazada will also collaborate with a leading bank to invest in, let's say, like payment vouchers, like what you see in the bank vouchers. It will be pumping out more platform vouchers as well, which can be stacked with seller vouchers, which is enabled by the sellers itself to drive sales even further.
Yeah, so all this is really we want to only to get you to also collaborate with us and be partners with us in building this long-term e-commerce retail business with us, right? So of course we want you to really join this 77 campaign. Take it as an average campaign that you will join, and then see how you perform all the way, because we are reaching the second half of the year, and the second half of the year, every seller knows it is really the very busy time. It's time to really go and check your business advisor and see what your customers are really buying, and then start to stock up for your 11/11 day, because I think now it's a good time to start prepping for your 11/11 day.
Yeah, like usually, let's say the usual order of all these campaigns, maybe the start of the year, we have like Chinese New Year, right? Then we have a mega campaign, we have the birthday, then in the middle, we have the Mid-Year Festival. Then normally, we do not have a 7/7. So normally it will skip to maybe National Day, then after 9/9, 11/11, 12/12. But this time is special because we are doing an enhanced seller mega offer. So 7/7, you can utilize the spillover traffic from the recent Mid-Year Festival. Of course, you join this very good SMO campaign itself, and of course, you can even leverage on it and build more sales for your store.
Yeah. So start to think about your long-term plan, as well as this is probably how e-commerce will be lah. So this is the new norm. We need to get ready with it, and then of course the infrastructure will slowly grow to adopt the current situations that we have right now. Okay, I think that's all we are bringing today. Because I think if you really want to know more about SMO and stuff, I think we already elaborate very much, very clear. But of course, we'll link it to the one-stop portal for you to go and view what are the information that we actually just repeated everything.
Yes.
Yeah, then you can just do again. So, but of course, let us know what kind of topics you want us to talk about. Any topic under the roof, and we try to explain to as layman as possible, to let you understand as natural as possible. Okay, and that's so everyone can really know what you guys really want to hear from us. It can be anything, really anything under the roof.
Yeah, lor. You can ask what's Wei Lun's favorite food or what. It's an e-commerce podcast, but you can ask about our favorite food also.
You can ask us like what we do besides like talking to sellers. We are also doing a lot of things, but of course you want to know more about stuff. But of course, do stay tuned to more podcasts, and then we are of course bring you more and more information about different kind of how the Lazada ecosystem is, to give you really like a bit more insight into how Lazada operates as a platform itself, and how maybe some of the if you want to know some of the business process, if I know, I can explain it, and it's not top secret, I can explain a bit to you lah. Okay, so
yeah, lor.
So let's thank our seller for listening in. let's wrap this up.
Yep. Okay. And thank you everyone for joining us in this podcast, the very first episode of our podcast. Because the previous one we did a prologue, so sort of let you guys know what exactly this podcast is about. And of course, as a gentle reminder once again, for the 7/7 campaign, the deal submission registration period will close exactly at the end of day 4th July. So once this podcast is out, which is around the 2nd July, you only have 2 more days to submit your deal. So if you have not done so, please do not hesitate and faster submit your deals. And if you like this podcast, please feel free to give a like and of course subscribe to our Fun Guys channel, and we look forward to bringing you more exciting content.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.